Queen Camilla was reportedly taken by surprise as headlines began claiming that Princess Charlotte had been connected to a royal distinction forever linked with Princess Diana. The story spread at remarkable speed, igniting conversations about tradition, legacy, and what lies ahead for the monarchy. Yet beneath those eye-catching headlines was a much deeper and more intriguing question. Was Charlotte really being associated with something many believed belonged to Diana alone? Or were people simply witnessing the start of a new royal era shaped by remembrance instead of rivalry? That question reaches the very center of one of the monarchy's greatest tests. Every new generation inherits not only royal titles and responsibilities, but also the weight of enormous public expectations. Few members of the royal family continue to cast a shadow as powerful as Princess Diana. Decades after her passing, her influence still shapes how millions define compassion, dedication, and the modern image of royalty. So whenever Princess Charlotte seems to reflect even a small piece of Diana's legacy, comparisons become almost impossible to avoid. And that is precisely why recent discussions captured so much public attention. To understand why this story became so emotionally charged, it is essential to separate confirmed facts from widespread speculation. There has been no official announcement stating that Princess Charlotte has received a special royal honor once reserved exclusively for Princess Diana. However, many royal commentators have noted that Charlotte is increasingly seen as occupying a symbolic place within the royal family that reminds people of Diana's enduring influence. Those observations, although frequently discussed across the media, remain opinions rather than confirmed royal policy. Even so, symbolism has always carried tremendous importance within the monarchy. Music, often holding far greater significance than formal honors themselves. From the very day Princess Charlotte entered the world, royal observers noticed something distinctive. She appeared unusually confident during public engagements despite her young age. Whether greeting cheering crowds, naturally following royal protocol, or quietly guiding her younger brother during important ceremonies, Charlotte consistently displayed a level of composure that seemed well beyond her years. Every appearance strengthened the growing narrative. Many observers began comparing her to Queen Elizabeth II because of her discipline and calm confidence. Others noticed similarities with Princess Anne's music, determination, and steady character. But one comparison continued to emerge more than any other. Princess Diana. Music. Not because Charlotte physically resembled her grandmother in every way. Not because anyone believed Diana's role could ever truly be replaced. Instead, because Diana came to represent something far greater than royal tradition itself. She became a symbol of emotional connection with ordinary people. Music. Whenever Charlotte showed kindness toward younger children or demonstrated quiet confidence without seeming distant or formal, headlines quickly revived Diana's name once again. That alone proved enough to fuel endless public speculation. Then another fascinating development began attracting attention. Music. As Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, gradually prepared their children for increasingly visible public responsibilities, Charlotte's position became noticeably more prominent. Royal experts pointed out that she often looked remarkably comfortable during major family occasions. Unlike previous royal generations, today's young royals are growing up under constant worldwide scrutiny. Music. Every smile, every gesture, and every expression instantly becomes part of a global conversation. That creates extraordinary pressure. And yet, Charlotte has repeatedly appeared calm and self-assured. For many supporters of the monarchy, that composure represents optimism for the institution's future. For others, it naturally brings back memories of Diana's remarkable popularity. This is where the story begins to take an unexpected direction. Some commentators started describing Charlotte as inheriting Diana's greatest royal honor. Notice that wording very carefully. Not an official decoration. Not a formal royal title. Not a constitutional privilege. Instead, music. They suggested that Diana's greatest honor was something no palace could ever lock away. Music. The affection and trust of the public. That single idea transformed the entire conversation. Unlike royal awards, public admiration cannot simply be handed to someone. It must be earned. Princess Diana built that extraordinary bond through years of compassion, charitable work, and genuine emotional openness. Her legacy continues because millions still remember the way she made them feel. If Charlotte one day earns a similar level of admiration, Many believe she would be carrying forward the most meaningful part of Diana's legacy, not through inheritance, but through the strength of her own character. That interpretation shifted the discussion in a dramatic way. Rather than asking whether Charlotte had inherited one of Diana's honors, People Music began asking an entirely different question. Could anyone ever truly inherit Diana's place in the hearts and imagination of the public? Even members of the royal family understand that comparisons involving Diana remain incredibly sensitive. Music. Queen Camilla has spent many years gradually establishing her own public identity while navigating constant historical comparisons. Over time, public attitudes toward Camilla have evolved considerably, especially following years, music, of dedicated service to the crown. Yet Diana's memory continues to occupy a place unlike that of any other royal figure. Because of that reality, almost every headline connecting Diana's legacy to another royal naturally draws enormous attention. Some sensational reports suggested that Queen Camilla was personally stunned by Charlotte's growing popularity. However, there is no verified evidence confirming any such private reaction. Claims about personal emotions within the royal family frequently come from anonymous sources or speculation rather than official confirmation. That distinction is extremely important. The real story is far less about personal conflict and much more about the remarkable power of public symbolism. As Charlotte continues to grow older, expectations surrounding her continue to rise. She currently stands third in the line of succession behind her father, Prince William, and her elder brother, Prince George. Although Prince George remains the future king, Princess Charlotte holds a uniquely important place as a modern royal princess growing up during an era of significant change within the monarchy. Unlike previous generations, today's young royals must find a balance between centuries of royal tradition and a world shaped by instant communication, social media, and constant public attention. Every public appearance becomes part of a much larger story. Music. Every interaction is carefully examined. Every smile quickly becomes tomorrow's headline. That environment, music, makes Charlotte's calm confidence all the more extraordinary. Then another interesting pattern began to emerge. Royal historians observed that many of the monarchy's most influential women were not remembered simply because of constitutional power or official authority. Instead, they became unforgettable because they inspired deep emotional loyalty. Queen Elizabeth II earned admiration through unwavering stability. Princess and through remarkable dedication. Princess Diana through genuine compassion. Each embodied a different form of strength. Many royal observers now wonder what defining quality Princess Charlotte may eventually come to represent. That uncertainty has become one of the most compelling stories surrounding the next generation of royals because Charlotte's greatest accomplishments still lie ahead. She remains a young princess learning one of the most demanding public roles in the world. Perhaps that is why so many people place their hopes and expectations upon her future. As conversations surrounding her continued to grow, one important truth became impossible to overlook. Legacies cannot simply be handed down like treasured family heirlooms. Diana's influence belongs to history. Charlotte's future belongs entirely to her own journey. If meaningful similarities eventually appear, they will develop naturally through her decisions, her actions, and her commitment to public service rather than through deliberate imitation. That understanding forms the emotional center of this entire story. The headline suggested an extraordinary royal honor connected to Princess Diana. The deeper reality, may be even more significant. Diana's greatest royal honor was never an official title preserved within palace archives. It was her remarkable ability to earn sincere affection from people across generations. No formal ceremony can guarantee that. No monarch has the power to simply bestow it. Public trust is built gradually, often taking decades to develop. If Princess Charlotte one day earns that same level of admiration, it will happen because she builds her own genuine relationship with the public, not because anyone officially names her as Diana's successor. That possibility explains why discussions surrounding Charlotte continue to attract worldwide attention. Not because history is repeating itself, but because history may be beginning to echo once again. For Queen Camilla, Prince William, Catherine, King Charles, and every member of today's royal family, balancing tradition with modern public expectations remains among their greatest responsibilities. Every generation writes a different chapter. Every generation encounters new challenges. Every generation leaves behind its own lasting legacy. Princess Diana transformed the way millions of people viewed the monarchy. Princess Charlotte is now growing up carrying the weight of those memories while building an identity that is entirely her own. Perhaps that music is the true honor so many people have been discussing, not replacing Diana. Music, not inheriting her role, but reminding the world that compassion, dignity, and quiet confidence continue to be among the monarchy's most enduring qualities. Whether Princess Charlotte ultimately follows that path is a question only time can answer. For now, one fact remains certain. The conversation surrounding her future reveals just as much about Princess Diana's music-lasting legacy as it does about the young princess herself. And sometimes the most meaningful royal honor is never recorded inside official palace documents. Instead, it lives within the hearts of the people. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more fascinating royal stories just like this.